Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now in this lesson I'm going to be speaking about some of the linguistic differences between the Arabic language and the Hebrew language, and I'll be giving a detailed example and comparing the two languages and to see the sophistication of the Arabic language. Now both languages are Semitic languages and languages of revelation, and they also have a common root, meaning you'll find words that sound very similar and have the same meaning because of a three-letter stem or a three-layer root that exists in these languages. A classical example of this is the word salam and shalom, which both mean peace. Now let's look at this table to demonstrate this further. We have here the word for mother. In Arabic, and in Hebrew, which is very similar. Ab, av, akh, akh. So the words for father and brother also are very similar. They sound almost the same. One point here, and I quoted a Bible scholar about this particular point regarding weak letters. You notice here there are actually two Hebrew letters that represent these words. And here. In Arabic, however, it's a three-letter root. And actually, there's a wow in this case that should be there and there as well. So it's actually composed of three letters. But this wow is not pronounced. It's only pronounced in some of the forms. And here with there's a shadda on the meme, meaning that there are two memes. So it's hamza, meme, and another meme, which is the root. In Hebrew, two letters and two letters. And you can watch this presentation for more information about this. So Hebrew has 22 letters, or 23 in classical Hebrew. Just a point here, we have here the sin and the sheen in Arabic, and we have one letter to represent this. Now although we have the sound of sin and sheen, they're considered as if one letter. And sometimes one letter represents two distinct letters in the Arabic language. So in Arabic we have 28 letters and 29 including the hamza. So for example, we have the following root in the Hebrew language. So in Hebrew it would be kha, ra, and sha. And this particular root has two distinct meanings. The first one is not to hear, to be silent, not to speak, not to respond. And the second meaning means to plow, to devise, forge. So for example, the way farmers plow the land. Now, you'll notice something about these two meanings. They're two unrelated meanings, and it's shared by this singular root. Now in Arabic, both of these meanings exist, but they are separate roots. The first root in Arabic would be the kha, the ra, and the sin, kharasa. And it has this particular meaning: not to hear, to be silent, not to speak, and not to respond. And notice the letters are similar to these letters. So we have the kha as well, the ra, the same sound, and we have sin, and here we have the sh sound, which is similar. Now with the second meaning, we have another root in Arabic, which is haratha, and this root has this particular meaning. So we have two distinct roots in the Arabic language. In Hebrew, it's represented by one root. The middle radical is the same. So we have the ra, which is the r sound, similar to this root here. We have the sheen, which is actually a sin in Arabic. For example, in the word shalom, which means peace, in Arabic it's salam. And in Arabic, the sin and the sheen are two separate letters. And one final point I want to mention, the Arabic tha, which is this letter here, becomes a sheen in Hebrew. So this is the point I want to mention here. This actually became a sheen in Hebrew. So it actually became this letter here. So there was a merging. And therefore this letter does not exist. And that explains the less number of letters in the Hebrew language. And it can also be argued that these two letters merged to form the kha equivalent in the Hebrew language. So we have here kha and ha. Both are letters pronounced from the throat. So they have a similar point of articulation. And the sin and the tha also have a very similar point of articulation. And because of the precision of the Arabic language, these are separated, while in Hebrew it was merged to a single letter. So you can just hear it, s, th. So they're both pronounced on the tip of the tongue. Now, Arabic was chosen as the language of the final revelation. And this revelation was a linguistic miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So being the linguistic miracle, it had to use the greatest of languages and the most precise of languages and the richest of languages. And from my own experience, I've come to realize many people, especially Muslims, want to learn this language and want to taste its beauty. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding, and may He show us the beauty and the miraculous nature of the Quran, and to learn it and practice it through our lives. Ameen. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.